Hi, I'd like to welcome you to our case analysis on Kent Chemicals today. We are Team 7, consisting of Ivan, Polan, Kunal, Laura, Trixie, and myself, George. So let's head off by introducing our agenda. First of all, I want to give you a short overview of the company. Then Trixie and Kunal are going to make a SWOT analysis on the case. Laura is going to quickly talk about the organizational restructuring that Kent Chemicals went through before, and we'll state our problem statement, giving over to Polan, who will introduce and offer our alternative solution on the case, and Ivan will finish with giving our recommendation and presenting that to you. So, Kent Chemicals started in 1917 as a rubber producer. They quickly expanded into plastics and other specialty chemicals. In 1953, they opened up an R&D lab, which secured their industry, their position in the industry. They grew and grew and grew, and in 2007, they ended up with 4,200 employees, producing their products in 30 factories in 13 countries, and having stakes in more than 2,000 of businesses. So, what kind of products do they produce? First of all, they produce consumer products, something like degreasers that are used in households. You might know it like this. Then they also produce fire protection things like fire extinguisher and foams. And they also are really innovative in the medical plastics part. For example, the IV bags, which they are really good in producing. So we want to quickly have a look at the finances. If you look at the net income, it is decreasing over the years, and R&D is going up, which is a good thing because they have to be innovative. But we have to do something about the net income, because if you want to finance R&D, you have to be profitable, and so we have to do something about it. The costs are increasing as well, which is a normal thing pretty much, because sales are going up as well. But we have to do something about the administrational costs, which rose from almost 200 to almost 400. That was it on the overview, and now I'll pass on to Trixie, who will talk about the SWOT analysis.
So hi, this is a brief overview of the internal attributes of the company. So for the strengths, Kent Chemicals is a family-owned company where it makes them independent from external stakeholders. Also, they have strong research development. It is their competitive advantage because they allotted a lot of budgets for them to improve their products. Also, Kent Chemicals employs over 4,000 employees and numbers of offices. This makes them adaptable to cultural diversity. Lastly, they have knowledgeable leaders. For instance, Morales. He knows that there's a problem in the company and he wants to fix it. For the weaknesses, they have really bad organizational chart. Hence, roles and responsibilities are undefined, resulting them to have problems in communication. There is also no synergy among each other, results them for poor management decisions. Because of unnecessary decisions and expenses, it drives costs high and decreasing the profit of the company. So Kulan is here to discuss about the opportunities and trends.
Hi, I'm just here to take you through the opportunities and threats. As you can see, some of them are listed over here. Starting with, they could use the money that they're making from the profitable units and spread them onto the loss-making ones and benefit from it. They can explore developing markets, say India for example, where the economy is booming. They could expand their partnerships, the current ones, or they could make new ones. and they could definitely diversify because the R&D department is really good. Threats, the first one is they may lose focus on the home market, on their own home ground because of focusing too much on the international market. And also partnerships breed conflict because there's bound to be a conflict of interest or decisions. Bad global economic environment, we've just come out of a recession and that would be bad for the business. Regional competition, there is bound to be at least one player in every international market who is going to compete very grimly with them. And they could end up fractioning their business badly because every country needs a different approach. So yeah, so I'd like to call Laura to take you through the remainder of the presentation.
As mentioned before, the organization has been struggling with their charts, their structure. So a short overview is important to clear this thing out. Well, firstly, before 1998, the company was mainly considering international operations as a source of extra sales. From 1998 on, the CEO introduced a new strategy towards global integration. Therefore, he constructed the international division. As you can see here, the international division is built on 3 regional directors. Furthermore, these regional directors were supposed to manage the local and regional subsidiaries and the joint venture managers. This did not work out very well. The coordination and the integration was hard. So, we can conclude that there was no global integration, no global coordination of decisions because of the regional structure. So it was difficult to coordinate the price, the product, the sourcing, and there was a lack of communication about the global product development needs to R&D, which is essential for innovating. So from 2006, the CEO introduced KCI, which is Kent Chemical International, as a separate legal entity. As you can see here, right now there is a president for the United States Department next to a president of the Kent Chemical International Department. The Kent Chemical International Department is built of 3 regional directors as before. Next to them, the CEO introduced global business directors. As you can see here, the global business directors are based on the product division. So there was a lot of trouble with this new structure because these global business directors were set at the same level as the vice president directors that were in the US department. In 2007, they tried to smooth this integration between KCI and KCP with the world wars. But because the central problem statement is that the organization needs to be restructured in order to improve communication and the global integration. How we see this will be explained by Polan.
Thank you, Rob. I'm Polan. I'm going to talk about the alternative solution. As Ross said, we find some problem of the Kent. And so how to restructure the organization and improve their communication. So there you see the picture. We think it could be the solution. So here the president still is the top of one of the organization, and breaks down to the 5. The department with the 5 presidents are based on the product structure. And then you can see we didn't do some change of the left one. We just put the fire to the independent one. And also, the department can meet, which is a global one, so we make it that be independent. And the department can fire. We think it has to be a global coordination for the research and the development. But the regional office to stay in touch with the national regulation. And then the department can custom goods. We think it should be the management at the local and the regional level, and also regional sourcing locally based on the market. In the lower level, we regional structure including U.S. division, and so of the metal only global that we said before, and of the custom goods completely local, so they have the regional vice presidents, and to communication between the three product president and research development to take place at the headquarters in the U.S. because we think they can have a good communicate, and also communication between the custom goods president and the regional vice president, important for the awareness of the customer needs and the research development. So why we do a lot for this solution? Because we think it can make things to efficient and to improve their communication. So we make a new organization for this company. And the Ivan, he's gonna talk about more detail of the recommendation.
Thank you, Paul. I'll tell you something about recommendation, what we recommend. Our major recommendation is to change the organizational structure and to improve communications in the company. If we do that, then we can concentrate more as a company to negotiate better prices with suppliers, which alternative is to find many other suppliers who offer same quality for the maybe lower prices. Another thing we propose for company to do is to redesign consumer product because in that way costs of goods sold can be lower. That is actually the problem for the company because costs of goods sold are increasing. Increasing more than revenues, and that has negative impact for net income. Another thing that would be good for a company to do is to consider implementing enterprise resource planning systems that can help corporation to communicate better and to plan and divide their resources maybe more properly. Results that will come after this restructuring are, as you can see, positive influence on the moral in the company, which can have a big influence that cannot be seen maybe in financial statements. Another thing is lower cost of goods sold. We also have higher revenues in that case, and what is important, administrative expenses will be lower, so a company can concentrate on spending more money on more important activities like research and development, which are important for medical and fire department. In that way, we consider the company can achieve growth and stability in the long run. And in this slide, you can see financial background of our recommendations. To summarize, the funds that will be available after restructuring and lowering administrative expenses will be divided in the next way. Medical department will receive 28%, fire department will receive 26%, and consumer product department will receive 46% of funds. I would like now to summarize what's been told and say that we consider integration of international and US division very important. Combination of product and regional structure is equally important for company to succeed in international markets. Company must upgrade IT systems to communicate better, and in that way it will maybe help to assign clear roles and responsibility to regional vice presidents. Thank you for your attention, and this was Team 7.